Hola! I am not the Spanish Billy Mays. I am none other than Fidel Castro. I am here because I am here to answer questions about my life, about being glorious dictator of Cuba, the greatest country in the world. Question uno. Explain my educational background and career. I was, as the Americans might say, a bad A as a kid. I was kicked out of many schools until college. I attended the University of Havana as a law student, and there I began my political career. I was involved in many student protest movements. There was some violence toward protesters, and violence es mal, as the Spaniards may say. I was anti-imperialist, and I opposed the U.S. with all that I am, and I still do. Curse them. I joined the Popular Socialist Party as a student, and after I graduated, I became a member of the Cuban People's Party, which was truly un fiesta. Question dos. What inspired me? Well, as a young boy, baseball inspired me. But screw that. This is a political speech. As a young adult, I read the works of Karl Marx, bless his soul, and Leninism, as well as socialism, are my true loves. In addition to the Cuban cigars. They're delicious. I love them much, like stolen. Question tres. Who has inspired me? Well, as a fellow revolutionary, I have greatly admired the works of Jose Marti, the Cuban anti-imperialist, and, as I have said, Karl Marx. His works give me goosebumps. Question cuatro. What factors made the time right for my ideas? Cuba was oppressed under the Batista regime, and I knew I must do something to stop it. I must be like Cuban Zorro. Yeah. Me and a band of fellow revolutionaries tried to overthrow the Batista regime in what is known as the 26th of July movement. It was truly a failure. My buddies died. Muerto. But I survived, along with my brother, so that we can one day go back and fight the regime. As you can clearly tell, my attempt to overthrow the government was a big hit, almost as big as Hollywood blockbuster, to the Cuban people. So just my hope for freedom in Cuba, which is cruelly an attempt to, never mind, that's my secret plan. But the hope I brought to the Cuban people, that the Batista regime just brutally oppressed, gave my ideas a chance to blossom like a beautiful sugar plant. Oh, that was a good one. I'll have to write that in my biography. Yeah. Anyways, next question. How did I ignite the masses to join me in my revolutionary attempt? Well, between you and I, it was the beard. Look how luscious it is. Who wouldn't want this on their side? But in reality, as history might tell, it was because of numerous reasons. I was passionate about freedom from the Batista regime, almost as passionate as I am about a good Cuban cigar. And also, after my second attempt to overthrow the government, I used guerrilla warfare, which was very scary to the enemy, because they didn't see me coming. And I just gathered more and more people, mass and mass, until 800 troops took over. Oh, that happens when you get old. It's old age, I promise, it's not fake. Until I finally overcame a 30,000 army of Batista's soldiers and I overthrew him and put myself as leader of Cuba. So clearly, I have used force and not persuasion to gain the Presidente. Just kidding, it was a dictatorship of Cuba. Ha 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 ha. Oh, the Cubans, they think it's a Presidente, but it's really dictatorship. I set up a socialist government and offered many things to the Cuban people, like guaranteed full employment or free healthcare. Anyways, my socialist regime and my communist background attracted that of the Soviet Union in Russia, and I soon had amigos up there. As you can tell, my goals to get a strong hold on Cuba, to kick out the Batista regime and put me on the throne of Cuba, was a great success, and still is. Last question. Was my work for good or ill? Ha 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 ha. Of course it was for good. Why else would all the Cubans stay home and work so hard and not go to America? Right? Well, that is about all you need to know about me. I'm a pretty cool guy. Get to know me. Hit up the Twitter. Fish.